皆さんどうも、ライドと申します。Hey, I'm Light and welcome. Let's continue our kanji studies. This is number 281. You can get this book and PDF files in Anki in the description or the free playlist on YouTube. And this is center. So 281, we're going to use the mnemonics on the right to actually memorize this faster, but remember your daily reading. You want to read every day to memorize the readings, because you don't want to sit and just memorize these. That's going to be a really difficult task. And daily reading and do your mnemonics, because I'm going to cover the next 20 in a very, very quick time. Let's see how fast we can do this. So we've already studied the kanji written over here. So big and mouth. So we have big over here and we have mouth in between. Now the mnemonic reads, I'll read the mnemonic, big mouth in the center. And that's it. That's center for you. Next we have entrust to or committee, and the mnemonic reads grain. So this is grain and female, right? So we have entrust a female as committee of grain. Entrust a female to be the committee of the grain. Brilliant. Next we have start, which is very easy to memorize. The mnemonic reads over here. We have female on the left, we have machine on the right, or a stand, right? We covered these before, so they're kind of easy. And we have a woman starts up the machine stand, or the machine, or the engine on the machine. And whenever you see a woman starting machine, that's start for you. Next we have cheap and safe, and you can see in blue over here, psychologically blue is the best color for memorization, and that's why I have a blue pencil, I guess. I don't know, but it's very nice on the eyes. And we have at the top hugging bodyguard. We're going to use this so much in the next few kanji we cover, so it's the head, the buff kind of shoulders, it's a bodyguard dude, and he's hugging, okay? He wants to hug. We have a hugging bodyguard, and we have a female or a woman, right? And we say the woman pays cheap hugging bodyguard to keep her safe. So cheap, kind of like a cheap service, paying cheap money to keep her safe. Next we have protect. Again, hugging bodyguard, looks like a soccer player kicking the ball. We already covered this. And we say hugging bodyguard protects the kicker. Okay, or we can say he's the defender if you want to go and make your own mnemonic, which is also fine. Great, but the mnemonics follow on each other, so they won't just midway change to something else. And next we're gonna say that at the top, hugging bodyguard again. Look at this whole page, the same kanji. That's why you kind of want to study them together to give you that distinction. Like it kind of trains your eyes to look at not just that, but what's actually different about the kanji. Because they all look similar if you just like scan, because you look at the top mostly first. Good. Next we have hugging bodyguard. We have a person in there over here, and 3, although the center stroke is a bit longer. Now in reality, hugging bodyguard is as big as 3 people due to eating the fruits, the nuts, and the seeds. Right? So if you see this in reality, the truth, it's because of he eats fruits, nuts, and seeds. Good. Next we have decide and hugging bodyguard. We have a kanji looking similar as correct, stop the leg, like foot. Over here you can see, and then also stretching legs correctly. Looks like legs at bottom stretching correctly. So it's a bit modified because hugging bodyguard is now stretching. So hugging bodyguard decided to stretch correctly. Good. With a leg stretching. Good. Customer. Pretty easy. Hugging bodyguard. Crossing legs over here. We have a mouth, and you connect them and you say each. So crossing legs on mouth each time you speak. You will get used to this mnemonic. Now, how do we get to customer? You can see kyak, okyakusama ne. So at the top we have hugging bodyguard, hugs each customer by sitting cross legs on their mouth. Good. And then we have the next one with palace. Very simple. Just memorize hugging bodyguard over here, two mouths speaking at the palace, maybe God and hugging bodyguard, right? I didn't even read the mnemonic because it's so easy. So hugging bodyguard is connecting mouths, basically speaking to, well, he's God, whatever faith he believes in, with gods at the palace. Good. Then next we have another yet easy one, hugging bodyguard, person, 100, and connecting those you get hugging bodyguard is the bodyguard at the inn with 100 people as customers. Great, that was super speed. We already covered how many? 10, and the next 10 maybe we can speed things up a bit. Hugging bodyguard, 3, so 2 vertical lines, looks like the body over here, and 8, there's 8, 2 dots. So note that this is winter, looking similar, and it's saying hugging bodyguard wears 3 shirts in the cold, staring at 2 snowflakes. Great. We have verses, so we have the sentence on the left, and we have kicking ball, or like a soccer player, on the right, and we say the headline sentence says there will be a versus kicking ball match. Good. Next we have, this looks like a flag over here, and it's kind of connected with the wrap. So we have, looks like a flag, which is corpse, and you can think of a corpse kind of pirate flag, right? And we have wrap over here, and then mouth is there, and connect that, you have phrase or paragraph, this section with this included. But for now we say wrap, the mouth can only say a phrase. Wrapped mouth can only say a phrase, excuse me. And flag with phrase at office. So you have a flag at phrase, which might be the logo on the flag at the office. We have a shop over here and a roof. So very similar is a room. We have corpse, looks like flag, 1 chair, ground. Flag and one over here, chair on ground at every shop with roof. So the chair is for the clerk, right? 1 chair basically on the ground, by the flag, that's for the clerk at every shop roof. Good. Next, I like this kanji because it's saying yama, so mountain. There's a flat cliff, and here it looks like the kanji for 1,000, so sen, right? But it's not a whip at the top, it's a straight line. So we can say 1,000, but we say mountain and flat hill at shore to dry out things like clothes. Good. So you want to dry out your things on this kind of pole with 2 balanced on that. Balance 2, as it's saying there, I didn't read this, balance 2 on pole, which is the straight line, to dry out. Okay, good. That was 5 already. Imagine you do 5 every single day, and you review them on Anki. That would be amazing. The focus is not to memorize them perfectly. The focus is to just get that daily exposure, right? And the same with reading. You don't have to memorize everything. Get that exposure down. Last 5, we're going to go with island. Now, this is pretty similar, which we have covered, to bird, but you just change the kind of seeds at the bottom, the 4 seeds, with the mountain. And as you can say, your bird is here, now flying, so can't see 4 dots, bird seeds, but can see small mountain from above, which is an island. So the bird is now kind of withdrawing its feet and seeing the mountain instead. Great. Next, very easy also, river, the 3 longest strokes, but with the dots. Now what are those? The dots can also be written, so first dot to the left. By the way, see the stroke order, right? You have different fonts. Now you can see to the left, to the right, to the right. Good. And you can say dotted river, so dotted river in the state, or you can say dots can be seen as fish in the state's sandbank of the river. You can just, yeah, that's the fish option. Mnemonic number 2 is, in my opinion, the best. Next, notebook, pretty easy. You have a scarf, looks like upper body of person shopping with handbag over there. Can you see? Then we have long on the right, we've covered, and you can say shopping with handbag for a long time, for long, while looking for a notebook. Good. You struggle to find the perfect notebook. Great. Even, this is very simple. Previous kanji also dry out, which is similar, right? The 2 with a 1 pole. But now we have this middle stroke shifted a bit down, right? So we say 2, 1, 2, evenly balanced on pole with hands in the air. So even, they're even, you can see. This is something trying to balance itself. And the last one, which is a good note to end on, is happiness and fortune. Now, it's very similar to south over here, with that kind of enclosure not included here. And ground at the top looks like the yen symbol in Latin script over here. And then we say yen underground to some is happiness and good fortune. And that is it. All the files in the description below, and thank you so much for the support. I've been so busy with creating the game, the Japanese learning game, which you can also get, and the Anki Decks, which is perfect to study with this Kanji Café book for reading every single day. I recommend the N5 JLPT Anki deck if you're still new to Japanese, but if you know what you're doing, then you can get the more advanced decks, right? And I also have Patreon for those who want to support me creating all these various resources for the past 2 or so years. And thank you so much for making my dream become a reality. Good luck with your studies, and see ya. Mata ne.